FY. Allahabad has remained a center for knowledge and exchange of ideas for centuries. The University of Allahabad, which was considered as the Oxford of the East, remains a beacon of knowledge since the last 137 years. Lawyers have significantly contributed to nation building. We always feel that our role is to wear our bands and black coats and get the injunction of stay order or the bail for a client. That is important in itself because you do justice to the immediate cause at hand. But there is a wider process of nation building in which lawyers have a very vital role to play. Lawyers play a crucial and multifaceted role in society, contributing to the functioning of legal systems and promoting justice. They represent individuals and entities, ensuring that their rights are protected. This includes criminal defense, civil litigation, and advocacy for various legal issues. The role of lawyers includes representation of the marginalized and vulnerable communities, ensuring that they have a voice in the legal system. Every day in the work of the Supreme Court, you come face to face, not only with injustice, but the quest of justice, which is sustained by lawyers, pursuing causes which are popular and unpopular, clients high and low, clients who have a voice in the system thanks to the work of the bar. The engagement of lawyers in pro bono work, providing free legal services to those who cannot afford it, is a crucial function of lawyers in society. Sir Ashutosh Mukherji, a noted jurist and barrister, remarked, "A lawyer is more than a mere agent or servant of his client. He is also an officer of the court, and as such, he owes the duty of good faith and honorable dealings to the courts, before which he practices the profession." What Sir Ashutosh Mukherji said decades ago holds true, with only one little variation, that where we have said he, we must now say he or she, because this profession today is as much a representative of women in society. Dr. Babasaheb Bhimrao Ambedkar, writing about public service and legal practice, said, "Legal practice and public service are thus the alternating currents in my life. I do not know on which current my life ends, whether AC or DC. Thus, much like alternative currents, the life of a lawyer must be characterized by the constant oscillation between the realms of legal practice and public service, each exerting its unique influence in shaping society." MC Setalvad, the great jurist, also said, "We must not forget that we are a body of men whose essential function is to serve the nation. As the nation turns to its trained medical men or scientists to look after its health and scientific growth, so does a nation need lawyers to help in the administration of its justice and in the building up and working of its laws." Let me speak briefly about legal education and society. We have to re-emphasize that the legal profession is interconnected with the outlook of legal education. The shape and status of legal education determines the character of the legal profession. It is legal education which paves the way in the direction in which the legal profession will move. Law school shapes the character of every law student and consequently the character of the legal profession. The objective of legal education is to enable law students to acquire professional skills as well as assimilate responsibilities of a public service provider as a responsible citizen of the nation. The dual role of lawyers as professionals and social service providers can only be possible if law schools impart interdisciplinary and diverse education involving multiple subjects relevant in today's changing world. Dr. Ambedkar, writing on the thoughts on the reform of legal education in the Bombay Presidency, stressed the importance of interdisciplinary studies. He wrote, "From the educationist point of view, the study of law requires a study of certain other auxiliary subjects, without which the study of law alone would be incomplete equipment for the practice of the profession. What these auxiliary subjects should be will not be difficult to enumerate if we remember that a lawyer must have a legal mind. May I respectfully add that a lawyer must also have a social mind. To this, I add that the focus of legal education must not only be on interdisciplinary studies, but on pragmatic legal education. Law schools must develop strategic plans that accommodate the changing market realities and clearly articulate their vision for the administration of justice. This National Law University must, in designing its policies, understand its responsibilities in the context of the evolving social landscape in Uttar Pradesh. What are the new demands which industries are setting up for qualified legal professionals? What is the role of legal professionals in the changing social transformation in this state? And it is from that context that we must equip our young lawyers to be torchbearers for the future. Building a system of legal education that encourages interdisciplinary approaches to law with other social sciences ought to be the aim of law schools. A student of law also needs to be knowledgeable about political theory, economics, philosophy, and the history and culture of the nation in order to be able to influence institutional changes. The teaching of law in India has undergone significant developments over the years, but it also faces several challenges that warrant critical examination. I've quoted the words of a few legendary figures in our legal fraternity to inspire the young students to take up the study of law as a career choice with an open mind. Young law students must instill a sense of purpose, curiosity, and commitment to excellence, thereby enriching the fabric of the legal profession and advancing the cause of justice in society. The establishment of national law universities across the country has been seen as a positive step towards providing specialized and high-quality legal education. These institutions, known for their competitive admission processes, have contributed to raising the standard of legal education, but also remained limited in accessibility and effective social contribution. So let the education which is taught at this particular National Law University reach out to other students who may not be as fortunate to come to Prayagraj, in the smaller towns of Uttar Pradesh, in the smaller towns in other states, because technology has given us that ability to reach to students beyond the physical space. Despite the developments in legal education, the contemporary Indian legal education system only favors certain English-speaking urban students. The data from diversity surveys of 5 national law universities, which came into existence much before, reveals that the composition of law schools in terms of gender, region, and the premium attached to the fluency of the English language and a stigma for a lack of knowledge of English language among students acts as a hindrance to the full participation and assimilation of students coming from diverse backgrounds. Even the opportunities such as internships, moot courts, and competitions are conventionally designed to favor students coming from the elite and English-speaking backgrounds. Therefore, college campuses must be a ripe setting for a culturally diverse student population. They must provide a dynamic place where differences in opinion and beliefs interact. Rabindranath Tagore remarked that an educational institution should not be a dead cage in which living minds are fed with food that is artificially prepared. The purpose of a university education is to cultivate wisdom, judgment, and virtue in students. And I appeal to the Prayagraj and Dr. Rajendra Prasad National Law University to ensure that the medium of instruction takes place in Hindi, so that the best students from Uttar Pradesh will become the best lawyers who will practice before the High Court. Many of them will join the district judiciary. Some of them will join politics. Others will do what they want to do, but they will keep the great cultural and historical tradition of our state burning bright. The lack of diversity in our educational institutions fails to create both virtues and generate social benefits. Research has shown that institutions with more diversity are more likely to produce an inclusive, vibrant, and democratic citizenry. It improves learning outcomes, citizenship, and cultural engagement among students. A comparative report recently published has shown that students report less discrimination and bias at institutions where they perceive a stronger institutional commitment to diversity. Schools that have diversity on college campuses and including mentoring and counseling for students create more productive environments for everyone. So it is only when we provide equal opportunities to everyone, access to education, are we preparing them for access to equal opportunities in employment. By prioritizing equal opportunities and access to education, our society will pave the way for a more inclusive and equitable future, where every individual has the chance to thrive, succeed, and contribute to the collective prosperity of society. Thus, at this auspicious moment of the inauguration of a new university, We must commit ourselves that the space of the university will be free from marginalization and will ensure the effective participation of students coming from diverse backgrounds, as these are the core principles on which educational institutions are premised. Today, with the establishment of the National Law University in Prayagraj, the state of Uttar Pradesh now has two national law universities, one in Lucknow, the Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia National Law University, and one in Prayagraj. The NLU in Lucknow was established almost 2 decades ago. Several graduates of NLU in Lucknow have worked in my own chambers as interns, as law clerks. Many graduates qualified for the judiciary, while many are practicing before different courts and are a source of great pride to us. I'm hopeful that NLU in Prayagraj will follow a similar trajectory, or even better it. What better than competition between two national law universities in the same state? Furthermore, it is now the task of these two national law universities in Uttar Pradesh to take a lead in shaping the discourse on legal education, to provide necessary support to other universities and colleges in the state. It is only with the collaborative efforts between the institutions that we will be able to make necessary changes in the affairs of legal education and the legal profession. This is the beginning of a new dawn for this newly established university. I hope it will establish a new standard in legal education and will emerge as a center for excellence in education. इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ मैं एक बार फिर से आप सभी का धन्यवाद देता हूं. Allahabad High Court and the city of Prayagraj are truly like my second home. I owe everything. I owe everything to have had the good fortune to have lived for almost 3 years in this blessed land. And I always feel elated to come to the city. Thank you. Namaskar.
Friends, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell button for latest updates.